Hello, um, good evening. So, how are you there? So, tonight I'm going to read you a spread, but first I have to shuffle. So, I'm learning the ways of tarot and my methods of studying is feeling the cards, learning the symbols from books and myself. So I'm aware that there's really no reference. I mean, when you get down to everything, it always depends on the moment that the symbol presents itself, on what it means, but it helps the association of it with history and how was the symbol used. So I am going to do you a spread. I have not asked you anything, or I have not asked whether you want to ask something, or you want to know about your future. So let's just read a spread now, and let's see what will come up. So as usual, I'm going to set aside one card for some sort of a summary later after we go through the whole spread. So first I will lay down 3 cards, and it will be the initial picture of you, of the vibes of you. So let's see. Whoa. Alright. So, as I've said, we're not gonna do reversals yet because I'm still learning the images in my tarot. And when I'm ready for the reversals, I think we can interpret it that way. But right now, we'll do the upright position. So the first card I got was this. The Tower. The second was the Page of Cups. And the third is the 8 of Swords. It's pretty interesting. It's the first time I did a spread with the Tower as the Tower. It's a pretty powerful card. It is actually the scariest card on the deck. So look at it. It is a lot of symbols in there. A lot of images. The tower was burning. 2 people are falling from the tower. It was struck by a lightning. The crown was about to fall. I wonder if something in your life is going through this process of destruction, of loss, of wreckage. I wonder what it is. But as they say, the things that are gonna fall are meant to fall. And in every wreckage is an opportunity for rebuilding. So perhaps whatever it is that is going through this process is a needed thing. And that is followed by the next clue, which is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. It's funny because there's a fish in there. The fish and the cup. So, as what I've read and what I've perceived so far, is that cups represents emotions. And I wonder what emotion is presenting here. It's a pretty young man. It's in communication with the fish, I think. So with this destruction followed by this, there's a communication with the unconscious. Because the fish is from the ocean, right? From the waters, and water represents the unconscious. I think that's the symbol of it, even in dreams. And then there's another card here. That's the Eight of Swords. And it's a pretty disturbing card if you want to look at it in this way, where the man is tied and swords are around him. But swords represent reason. And the reason, that is the driving force of action. So I wonder if the things that you've been doing are actually tying you up like this and covering your eyes. But you see, look at the clothing of this person. It's red. It may symbolize pain, but it also symbolizes passion. The red. And also, take notice that there's the castle in there. There's home. So perhaps ideas, your reasonings, and the actions that are caused by the reasons are binding you. It's there's something going on in this. There's something going on. I wonder what it is. We'll have to find out if my reading of the first layer is being agreed upon by the forces. So let's have a clarification. So let's do another card. Alright, so for clarification, I got this. The Four of Cups. And that was followed by the King of Cups. And the Ten of Wands. So the Four of Cups, being the first card in this second layer, is sort of saying yes. The interpretation of the first layer is a yes, according to this card. And look at it. So somebody bigger is giving a smaller child a flower. Oh, it's not Four of Cups, it's six of Cups, I'm sorry. And it's a yes. Even numbers are yes. In tarot, that's what I learned. And it's a pretty good card. So maybe we're in the right direction, but still I notice a man there. There's a small man in there. Yes, that's it. He's not listening. He's not paying attention. I wonder who that man is. And look, in the first layer of this card, there's a castle in there, far away. And then we're outside actually, I think, of the castle. So, as a castle is undergoing destruction, and you were talking with the unconscious, and you're being conflicted by the reasons that's going on in your mind, there's a conversation here. It's a sharing of flowers, water flowers. I remember one saying that you may have all the powers in the world, but not to make the flower bloom like that, if it's not the right way. So with the King of Cups following the layer of our clarification, I think the king demands firm decision with your emotions. I guess you see, emotions are pretty tricky stuff, but then it's not impossible for you to in a way put rules in them, adjust enough rule for what is a good king. A good king is a just king. You shouldn't suppress any emotions, but at the same time, it's your duty to not really let it be all over the place. And look, there's a fish in there, coming out of the ocean, of the waters. And also there's a red ship in there. And there are also red hues in the clothing of the king. Passion is present in you. Life is present in you. But you need to be the king. A just king of your emotions. And then this card. So what are wands? Wands represent creativity, ideas, creative ideas that grows, and I think you have abundance of these But look, it's a pretty sad man, focused only on his ideas, whereas there's the whole world where perhaps he can, use ideas to better look at the world, but he's not doing that. He's just focused on his ideas and not life. So I think it's being called for that we also focus on life, not just on our own ideas of how to live. So I'm gonna do another layer of clarification if the forces agree of my reading. So, all right. So for the third layer, I got the Five of Cups, Nine of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Right there. Okay. So it's funny because we have an abundance of cups. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups. We have 5 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups. We have 2 wands and a sword. So we have issues with emotions, according to this spread. For the third layer of this card, sad man is looking at the toppled trophies or cups, focusing his life on darkness and the sadness perhaps brought by the toppled cups, wherein there's still two cups standing up there. Look, 2 cups to be happy with, but no, you're focused on the 3 that the contents are spilled. And there's a flowing water, yet you do not notice it. You only notice the toppled cups. So perhaps this card is telling us to, or telling you to, look at the things that you got, not just the things that you lost. And then, look, it's a pretty funny card because so wands represents ideas, creative ideas. So although there are many ideas there, you're only clinging to one. And in comparison to this, the 9 of Wands is just focused on one idea, creative idea, while the 10 of Wands is focused on the 10 ideas. But yet they're both sad men because they're missing life with their focuses. And then the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a pretty dark queen, yet it's very rich and dense. It offers a lot. This card offers a lot, even though it's mostly dark. So there's water, there's pebbles, there are angels, and the cup is particularly beautiful. Yet it was like scary. So the emotions being this dark is also this rich. It's not to be abandoned. It's not to be thrown away. It's to be, learned upon. Look, I think it's not that she's angry here. More like she's intent in learning. So the overall theme would be emotions, the center of the 9 cards. But let's see if what is being brought to us by the card that summarizes everything. The card you remember I put aside earlier. So, whoa. Look, it's 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords. Seems to me that your reason and your creative ideas are bound. Perhaps because you're undergoing change. Something's changing. I don't know. It's the situation in this spread is pretty difficult. But as they say, Seamus, it's not always difficult, life. There's also goodness and easy parts, or the lighter parts. So whatever you're going through right now, being represented by this spread, it somehow tells us to, let your emotions teach you something. And do not be bound. Do not be just bound by the ideas, the creative ideas, and your ideals. Because there's a whole lot more to life than that. There's a whole world. So I hope in a way this makes sense, or I don't know what to hope. I've given it my all, and that's all I can perceive at the moment. You are in my life, and everything that's in my life I value. I don't want to live a life dismissing things I don't understand anymore. So I hope this will make sense to you in a way. And I'm glad you're there, and I'm glad we're in each other's lives. You're a person I can talk to about important things. I'm so grateful. Thank you.